I tested the very best wireless headphones, ranging from around $500 to $1,500. First up is the Dolly IO12. These are very comfortable, large headphones. The materials feel quite premium, and the controls are not your typical tiny plastic buttons. The user experience is unique when you click the ear cups. The design is also unique and feels timeless. I was biased towards these headphones, but the sound just didn't do it for me. I found them too boring. They didn't arouse emotion. I think this may be because you hear the music from a distance. Contrast that with something like the B&O H100, where you feel very close to the music, almost merging with it and being surrounded by it. The Solitaire T definitely sounded more exciting than the Dollies, but they weren't nearly as comfortable. The ear cups were too small, and it was almost like they were on ear rather than over ear. I also had issues with getting the volume high enough. I think this was partly a glitch and a limitation of the device. I don't mind paying a lot for headphones, but I don't know why these were so expensive. I did like the sound signature more than the Dollies, but there's another pair that is both better and cheaper. The Mark Levinson 5909. The 5909 are probably the single best sounding wireless headphones on the market, but before I praise these endlessly, let's talk about some of the disadvantages. Like the Solitaire T, I wish the Mark Levinsons got louder. The more I use them, the less of a problem this becomes, but there's no denying that certain songs are just too quiet. While the headphones look good and use premium materials, they don't look so good when you put them on. They protrude out too much to the sides. They also don't offer a lot of bass, even with the enhanced bass option in the app. The H100 brings you closer to the music and immerses you from the bottom and back, largely because of the superior bass. For some, the 5909 might not sound very energetic or emotional enough, but that really depends on the kind of emotion that you're looking for. They might sound too thin. The app is also limiting because they're not really for someone who wants to do a lot of customization. There also is a rattling in the right ear if you try to do exercise like running on a treadmill. Regardless, the Mark Levinsons are amazing. I love them from the first moment I listened to them, and I appreciate them more and more the longer that I use them. They bring out astonishing detail in instruments you wouldn't notice with other headphones. Even with all that detail, to me, they don't sound overly clinical or analytical. They're delightful. It's like listening to music in heaven. They don't sound harsh very much. They smooth out the trebles. The biggest advantage of these is probably the airy, ethereal sounds, the echoes, reverberations. I love dreamy music, and these present that very well. And this is likely because the drivers are coated in beryllium. They come with nice braided cords, so you can easily listen via USB-C or a standard audio jack. And of course, you can also just use Bluetooth. I don't typically need the ANC because the noise isolation alone is excellent. And it does that without any uncomfortable clamping force. These are very comfortable headphones that provide a lot of detail and a heavenly, very refined sound signature. Despite their limitations, the Mark Levinson delivers on two of the most important variables: sound quality and comfort. A favorite among audiophiles are the focal batteries. These sound great, but I can't get over the comfort issue. Too much clamping force. I'm also not a fan of the appearance. To me, they look like an alien's head. If you want to save money, they are a cheaper alternative to the Mark Levinsons. The most expensive wireless headphones I own are the Bang & Olufsen H100. The biggest problem I have with these is that they didn't do enough quality assurance. I have similar complaints about B&O speakers, but at least there the problems are usually software related, whereas the H100 has mechanical problems. My first pair had a mechanical rattling sound in the right ear, and the charging cable just didn't work out of the box. My second pair had a perpetual wind static sound in the left ear. Over time, they get squeaky. And I also have software issues. For example, when I switch videos on YouTube, the ANC randomly goes off. And unlike the Mark Levinson, I do actually need the ANC for the H100. I can't rely on the sound isolation alone, despite that they feel like they have a tighter seal. When you register the product through the B&O app, you extend your global warranty to 5 years. But warranty claims with B&O are applied inconsistently across countries, and they've been a huge headache for me. I bought my B&O products in different countries, and the warranty process has been exhausting. B&O will quickly acknowledge that your issue is covered by the warranty, but from there, everything falls apart depending on the country you're in. So there are a lot of issues with the H100, despite being the most expensive product on here. They are, however, the most luxurious and stylish headphones that I'm reviewing. They have the best and most carefully thought out product design. The aesthetic, at least for the black and silver version, is quiet luxury. And pretty much every inch of it is made from luxurious materials. They don't protrude out much like the Mark Levinson do. They look much better than the Focal Petits, and they're much smaller than the Dolly IO12. The ear cups wrap around your ears much better than the Solitaire Ts. The H100 has the best controls of them. You simply rotate the metal dial to adjust the volume. You swipe the glass ear cup to switch songs. You press a metal button to turn on noise cancellation. The H100 sounds warmer with a stronger bass than the Mark Levinson. The H100 is more energizing, but they're also less clear and detailed and can sound slightly harsher and less smooth. The drivers are titanium rather than having a beryllium coating that helps with the trebles. The trebles resonate better on the Mark Levinson. One of the biggest advantages of the H100 is that they get quite loud, especially since one of the early software updates. One of my favorite songs to compare headphones is Defying Gravity from the musical Wicked. The H100 gives me the volume I need to really bring me to shivers at the climax of the song. It also has the best controls for increasing volume. Other headphones fall short. Nonetheless, I still prefer the Mark Levinson for a lot of songs, especially those with emphasis on dreamy sound effects. Another thing the H100 does particularly well is bring you close to the music and surrounding you with it. The staging is excellent. The other top headphones, you can feel a little bit removed from the music as though you're listening to it rather than being in it. So this goes beyond simply the size of the soundstage. B&O has clearly prioritized the staging and trying to suck you into the music. They give you three options: standard, virtualize, and immersive. Virtualize is my least favorite setting because it shrinks the soundstage and makes the music sound as though it's coming from in front of you instead of around you. The H100 is not as comfortable as the Mark Levinsons, but some might appreciate how it cups closely to your ears. It is considerably more comfortable than the H95, but with more spacious ear cups and a revised headband. The soundstage is also wider than the H95, and the trebles are far superior. The H95 prioritizes the mids and bass. Subtle elements also make it more luxurious than the H95. For example, on the H95, this part here in front of the ear cups is smooth plastic, and whereas with the H100, it's a textured leather. Now, I went to a few really high-end specialized headphone stores recently, places that sell wired headphones that cost thousands of dollars. When I asked them for the best wireless headphones, both gave me the same recommendation: the Noble Fokus Apollo. They are quite comfortable and are less than half the price of the H100. They have a decent build quality and don't project out too much like the Mark Levinsons do. The technological innovation with these is the hybrid drivers. I ordered these, so I'm going to spend a lot more time evaluating them in the future. Unfortunately, the two times I did try them, I got a strange, uncomfortable sensation, perhaps related to the ANC or the seal against my ears. I'm hoping I can do some adjustments to fix that. This distracted me too much to give a fair assessment of the sound quality. From what I understand, these do an excellent job providing the upper ranges while maintaining a strong bass. Bass-heavy sound equipment often makes other sounds seem muddled or recessed. It seems Noble has tried to fix that trade-off, giving you the sophisticated detail with the energy and emotion of bass. Now I want to talk briefly about some of the cheaper mainstream headphones. The Apple AirPods Max are a good baseline to start with. They have great build quality and design, are comfortable, and have really good sound, but are a little weak on the bass. The Sennheiser Momentum 4s, on the other hand, have really good bass. They also have a very wide soundstage and are great value for money, with a much longer battery life than the AirPods. These headphones are respected by elites in the audio world. Sonos are super comfortable with good build quality. The Bose Ultra are also very comfortable, but sound a bit too boomy for me. Of course, you can always play around with the settings, but no adjustments will change the fact that these are basic plastic. Years ago, I met an original equipment manufacturer for headphones who laughed about how much Bose charged for its headphones. That's because he knew the true cost of the materials. Another brand to consider is Dyson. Like Apple and B&O, Dyson provides stellar build quality, and their sound is quite impressive. better than you might expect from a vacuum company. They're also comfortable. I'm not a fan of Sony's bass-centric sound signature. I was also disappointed with the connectivity on the high-end earbuds I bought from them. My favorite headphones on here are the Mark Levinson 5909, and chances are you'll love them too because they match the Harman curve almost perfectly. That curve reflects what most people's preferences would be. You can make a scientific argument for these being the best sounding wireless headphones. To hear what these are capable of, try the song Outer Space by Virginia to Vegas. Skip the first 10 seconds. Note the echoes into the distance, the watery crystal sound. Listen to the bass at around the 1 minute mark. The H100 just has too many problems that need to be sorted out before I can seriously recommend them. They're also way out of budget for most people. I'm looking forward to exploring the Noble Fokus Apollo more. These could combine some of the best qualities of the 5909 and the H100. They're also considerably cheaper, but I'll reserve my judgment for now. I also hope to try the Audio-Technica WB2022, the Maxwell, and the Edifier Stax Spirit.